right, thanks for tuning in to episode 13. This is Oliver. He has nothing to do with this recap video, but he's going to stand guard while we talk about Captain America Civil War. A lot of stuff goes on in this film, so I'm going to basically give you a 2-minute synopsis, and it's probably going to be poorly done, but I'm really excited about it. So, we need to know. The Avengers messed up in Age of Ultron. They let a whole city explode. People died. Government's like, hey, that's not cool, so we need to control you. Tony Stark, Iron Man's just like, okay, sounds good to me. And Captain America's like, every government agency that I've been a part of basically are Nazis. So, not interested. This causes the rift in the Avengers, and they're all like, oh no, what do we do? What do we do? We've always been a team. We can't split apart. What do we do? So they choose teams. And this leads to a lot of conflict, and it leads to people having to get new teammates to build the Avengers team. So we see Tony actually recruit a new character that Marvel hasn't introduced yet called Spider-Man. And he finally comes in. So we got a nice teenager thrown into the mix. And then Black Panther shows up because he's a political figure for this mysterious place called Wakanda, which actually is the country that holds all of the vibranium, the stuff that Cap's shield is made out of and can reflect everything. And this movie does a lot. Like, we get new characters, we get like four acts. Like, this movie's long too, so it's a lot of crazy stuff. So those guys are all on Iron Man's team. So then Cap's desperate, so who does he call upon? Well, all that's left, Paul Rudd, Ant-Man. He gets Hawkeye out of retirement, so Hawkeye is kind of the family man now. And basically these heroes just duke it out in like an epic brawl. Paul Rudd, Ant-Man, I need to stop calling him Paul Rudd. Scott Lang is his actual character's name. He just says, you know what, I'm going to have to do something I've never done before. And instead of going super small and like Ant-Man, he goes super big and turns into Giant Man. And it's pretty epic. Then Spider-Man, being only, 16, only knows pop culture references. So he's like, let's do The Empire Strikes Back. And they like literally do the at sign from like Hoth from The Empire Strikes Back. It's just awesome. You guys have to watch this film. Long story short, Avengers finally kind of break up. We see the division between Cap and Iron Man, and unfortunately this leaves them really susceptible to when Thanos finally shows up in Infinity War and Endgame. So a lot rides on this film. They probably wouldn't have lost, spoiler alert, once you watch Infinity War you'll see what I mean, but if the Avengers had kind of fixed what they had going on in this film, they probably would have been able to stand up against Thanos. But because they were scattered and divided, didn't leave them in a very strong place. So that's where Endgame's going to hopefully get the victory and see everybody finally kind of come back together and become the Avengers. That's the synopsis of Civil War. If you have any questions, comment below and we'll answer them, because this one's kind of got a lot of stuff. So, but thanks for tuning in.